want to hurt the bear, right? We also don't want to be hurt by the bear. Under control.
All under control.
Many of us dream about visiting places which makes a difference. Places which makes an imprint. Wow, what a view! My name is Ulf Stram, and my motto is don't be a tourist. What I'm going to show you are the hidden nooks and corners, the really interesting places to visit. From the walruses and polar bears in the Arctic to the beaches and the jungles in the tropics. Today I will take you to Svalbard, almost as far north you can come on this planet and still be on dry land. The first which meets you on Svalbard is the airport of Longyearbyen and many of the most northern things in the world. On Svalbard you will find the most northern hotel, the most northern post office and the most northern museum in the world. But if you want to see more of Svalbard, it has to be done from the sea. The Arctic and the North Pole is actually an ocean surrounded by continents, contrary to the South Pole and Antarctica, which is a continent surrounded by oceans. So, there is a lot of water, fjords and ice up here, which basically gives you three exploring alternatives. The cost level for each of them doesn't necessarily vary, but it's more about a choice between the adventure level versus the comfort level you are seeking. There are smaller expedition vessels, taking up to 12 passengers for the more adventurous traveler. Life and common space on board those ones is tight, with often shared cabins and showers. On the other hand, they are often able to visit places which are difficult for the larger vessels to reach. If, for instance, a stranded whale is discovered attracting neighboring polar bears, or a group of whales suddenly appear in the near of the ship, the route plan might be immediately changed in order to catch this new exploring opportunity. The menus on board the smaller expedition vessels are typically limited, but still at top-notch level. The weather is normally stable during the summer period. Once in a while, a low pressure might pass by, and where a small vessel might be exposed, but which is balanced by all the fjords and natural harbors which can offer protection within an hour or so. For the comfort-seeking traveler, there are also a number of larger polar cruise vessels available. Their size prevents them from reaching certain areas, and their schedules are often strict and less opportunistic. As there are many passengers on board, groups going ashore are larger and which sometimes require you to queue up. But because of their size, they are less sensitive to weather, and the comfort and service level is high. A compromise are the mid-sized expedition vessels, typically taking some 50 passengers and where you will get a little bit of both worlds.
Welcome on board Polar Pioneer. My name is Ulf and I will be your captain here for this trip for the next week and until we are back in Longyearbyen.
Regardless of size, there are many peculiar things to discover up here. Let's start with the name, the Arctic, which was given by the ancient Greeks who had neither been here or never been aware of the existence of the Arctic. Despite this, they reasoned that there must be something up there in the north. They therefore named it the Bear after the star constellation Little Bear, which includes the pole star up here in the north. That also explains the name Antarctica for the South Pole, which means no bear. A fascinating coincidence, as they hadn't a clue at the time that there were actually bears in the Arctic, but not a single one in the Antarctica. When talking about the Arctic and the bears up here, are they as dangerous as people say? And are there any polar bears left? The answer to both questions is yes. That's not a joke. Actually, it's also a sign saying that beyond this point, it's illegal to not wear a gun to protect yourself. We are not taking one step ashore unless at least one in the group has a Winchester in his or her right hand. The bears are curious with a cute and almost heartbreaking look, but they are also hungry, so they should not be taken lightly. When talking about the mammals and species up here, the most charming of them all is the walrus, in my opinion. They are as big and heavy as a minor car, and they are inveterate herd animals. The colonies can be huge and they are tremendously noisy. They are unashamed, but at the same time decent. The females stick to themselves. I'm sure they have the reasons. The males stick to themselves as well, and they are even more noisy. And they know how to entertain each other, which makes them often look somewhat thorn. Immortalized memories from duels about females and rank. But that is of course also seen higher up in the food chain. Maybe this is one out of many common denominators between the mankind and the walruses. They are shy on land, but the more brave in water. If there are any walruses in the water when we are approaching, they start to jump and roll around in all directions, like puppies joyously meeting the master. Their skin can also suddenly change color, from the normal natural brown to white or pink, a consequence of a very sophisticated bloodstream, but which can be quite funny to witness. They have a built-in life vest, a 50-liter air sac on their trachea, which they blow up when it's bedtime. This makes them sleep vertical, with their whole head above the surface, with well-closed eyes. It does look very peaceful, also a little bit funny. But aren't there many funny things in this world? Then we have the killer whales. And also there you might ask, are they as dangerous as people say? For the last 20 years, not one single human has been killed by a killer whale out in the wild. On the other hand, have a couple of humans been killed by killer whales in captivity? I will let you draw the conclusions from that yourself. The diving groups we have had on board have not hesitated for a second when it comes to swimming together with these impressive beasts. They are smart animals hunting in groups. The females are typically more brutal than the males. Their cooperation is as sophisticated as their family bands are strong. A male does never leave his mother during his lifetime. He is admittedly leaving the herd when mating, but does always return. The concept of present fathers has not yet been adopted by the male killer whales. The family is ruled by a matriarch. Every family has their own dialect. They are communicating intensely with clicks, squeakings and whistlings. They are smart and learn quickly. The old cooperate in raising the young, learning them to behave. Related families create a clan. Every clan has its own language. One clan cannot communicate with another one. It's like a Russian trying to talk to a Chinese, in a way. They share the food in a solidaric manner. The strong make sure that the old and sick get their share. The Arctic is no doubt magic.